On the Don't Judge Me But podcast are the personal opinions of the host and do not reflect the opinions of its employers, sponsors, advertisers, endorsers, or any third party. The information provided on the podcast is for entertainment purposes only and should not be considered as professional medical or legal advice. It is advisable to consult with a qualified professional for any medical or legal concerns. In other words, have fun, people.
God is good enough for them ducks. Is good enough for your shit.
But then when you're in your phone, you're like this, smiling and stuff. Like,
yeah.
What
Let me
you
hold
got
that.
going on?
Let me hold that.
Or even just wanting access to your partner's phone. Like, why? Why do you want access?
You know why you want access.
You want to be heartbroken.
You want to go through them DMs and see who they talking to. That's why.
You know what? If my girl was a toe sucker, or if she wanted me to do it, I probably would, but there would be strict protocols before that toe went in my mouth. I mean, I would probably have to like carry her to the bed. You know what I'm saying?
Because once the foot hit the floor, it's all over.
It's dirty.
And we back again.
Hey, welcome y'all.
What up, family? How y'all feeling over there? How we feeling today?
We doing
I'm
good.
ready.
Doing
I'm
all
ready
right.
for tonight. Listen.
Yeah, Bree, what's new? I mean, you sounding a little different today. Talk to us.
So, for those of y'all who are listening, I decided that I wanted to go ahead and try on my Halloween costume a little early. I'm gonna be young MA for Halloween, so I'm just saying, like, where the shorties at though?
Yo, you do sound like a young MA. We got young MA in the building with us this evening.
Hey, yes.
And
Salute, Marv. What's happening,
What's up,
brother?
Marv?
my boy Marvin there.
Yes. We got a special guest tonight joining us too. I'm excited. Like to see her and have her on the show with us when we typically see her in the comments.
Mhm.
This is freaking amazing. I
Yeah, it's
cannot
gonna be dope.
wait.
I'm excited for that too.
Yes. So we're gonna bring her up in a little bit. We might even bring her up early so she can kick in the conversation with us. But yeah, that's what's going on. Listen, we haven't done a Don't Judge Me But in a minute. So it's only right. I think Dane, what you got for us tonight?
Hey, listen, don't judge me, but Crocs are totally okay for guys to wear. And I'm not gonna say whether or not I'm wearing them right now. I'm just saying it's okay for you to wear it. If you are a guy and you want to just get up and go, you ain't about to go play sports or nothing. You just about to go to Walmart, slide them things on. And if a dog come, put it in sport mode. Don't judge me on that. But that's how I'm rolling out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? James, I'm gonna get you a pair of Crocs, brother.
Oh,
They gonna
Yeah,
stay in the
no.
box, my boy, but I appreciate you.
I got a feeling he got on a pair of Army fatigue Crocs right now.
Yeah, you
James,
never
yeah.
know with the little bag,
Wait.
bag on them.
Wait, let me ask you this though. Do you also buy the little jewels that you can put in the
Nah,
top
that's
of
too far. You gotta go too far. There's levels, and I'm at the lowest level at this point.
Just the basic.
Marv said he got some Friday the 13th Freddy Krueger
See,
ones.
Marv gets it. I
Oh
knew I
my
like
gosh.
Marv, man.
That's
You know what I'm
Marv.
saying?
I'm
Marv
done.
gets it.
Hey, do you ball in Crocs? Or can you ball in Crocs?
Sport. What do you think they call it sport mode for?
Oh my gosh. I'm done.
You ball
No,
in
You know what
somebody.
I'm saying?
You
They
ball
made
in
out of
Crocs.
rubber. Same thing that your car tires are made out of.
Not the same, my friend. It's not the same.
You ball in Crocs, you go into urgent care after.
Exactly.
You're gonna need a new ankle.
I
Hey,
want to say it.
hey, Crocs are getting better all the time, man. Maybe next year.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. I'm just- But that was a dope. Don't judge
That
me,
was
y'all. Don't
good.
judge him if he's sitting here with some Crocs on right now, tie dye Crocs.
Yeah, with
It's
no
okay.
socks. No
No,
socks.
Ugh.
Heels just ashy.
oh,
No socks.
that's
I would suggest
nasty.
not no socks.
That's a savage. You do that.
It get real slippery. Laura
Yeah.
Nicole checked in, I noticed on the chat.
Yes. Shout out to Laura.
Big shout out to Laura.
Nice
What's
to have you
happening?
here.
Yeah.
All right. So listen, y'all already know we're talking about leeches. We
Yes.
talking about those
Yes.
relationship leeches, those hobosexuals, those people that want to get in a relationship with you for your sofa.
Uh-huh.
Gotta love them.
So I think tell me guys, like, are you okay with your partner asking you for the same thing over and over and over again? And is that what a leech does? Is that basically a leech asking for the same thing over and over again? Like, where's the line? You know?
Mm.
So I think leeching is not just asking for something over and over. It's someone someone who's trying to get what they need, but it comes out of your pocket.
Mm.
If they need money for shoes or hair or food or groceries, or they want to use your car and drop you off at work, and it all comes off of you or out of your pocket, that's what I feel leeching is. It's more so of you get, I want to say it right because when this is recorded it can get real and then people can run this
Yeah.
back.
No
It's
takey backies.
I know. It's leeching is just someone who doesn't want to contribute.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They expect you to do everything. You go pay these bills. You're gonna give me money for what I need. You're gonna take care of these kids. And leeching is just someone not pulling their part in a relationship. And then it begins to feel one-sided. If we both
Mm.
working, we both should be contributing to whatever we need. But if you're working and I'm working, but you're still coming to me for things that you need, that's what I feel leeching is.
Yeah.
It's not split. There's no assistance on the other person or from the other person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Can
What you
you
said?
help a leech? Is that possible?
Nah, because they leeching. They sucking the blood out of you. They sucking your pockets. They taking everything they can out of you.
They stringing you along. Hey,
You know
I'm
what
gonna
I'm
get my
saying?
stuff right next week.
Mm-hmm. You think you
I
helping them by giving them stuff, but what you're doing is just enabling them.
I got a question now
What's up?
because and y'all make sure y'all put in the chat what do you think leeching is? Shout out to Uncle Elroy.
Uncle
Um,
Elroy, what's happening?
what if the partner has no issue providing to you? They don't care that you're not contributing to the relationship. They don't want you to contribute to the relationship. They just want to take care of you. Is that still leeching?
Mm.
If the partner's okay with it.
Well, I think that leeching definitely involves some kind of power imbalance, right? Because the leech has to get something from you. And there has to be something that the leech can't generate on their own. And it's usually money. But, leeching can reach toxic levels too. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? It's almost like someone that's constantly requesting to be fed. You know what I mean? Even as you run out of food and run out of ways to feed them. Um, I don't know if there is like a power dynamic. At some point, you have to get to a point where you start to feel drained. That's how you recognize it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. I agree with you. I think that for those who do mind taking care of their partner and they want you to pull your weight, I feel like leeching becomes leeching when, yeah, you're not playing your part, but you're also causing an imbalance to the relationship where now one person is having to work extra hard and they're emotionally drained and they're mentally drained because of you not contributing towards the relationship. Just like you get with somebody and all they do is they got their hand out. Like, okay, at what point? are you going to step up and, like James said, what point are you going to step up to the plate and bring something to the table as well besides your looks? So I agree with the both of you. I think we need to get a third opinion and go ahead and bring up Nanette. What do y'all think? You think we need to
I
bring
think
up
we
now?
should. I
Come
All
think we
on.
right,
should.
Nanette, come on up. Hi.
Hey,
What's
Oh
up,
my
Nanette?
God, am I here?
Yes, you
you are
Yes.
here. Check you out. How are you?
Oh my God, this is so nice to be like up here live and not on the other side of the keyboard. And I'm sorry, I've
Yes.
got a whole tribe of people watching this, and I'm trying to shut my phone off, but my sister's like, I've watched this a couple of times, and I'm done with it. I'm not. I'm like, thank you for your support, James. You know my sister, you met her, so
Yes,
let's
I
call
did.
her out. Angela, you are a brat. But anyway, um,
Oh
So
my
how you
so
God.
doing over there? You got anybody leeching on you?
um, no,
Good.
that's a toxic trait of mine. But
Mm.
over the years, I've definitely stepped away from that. Now, actually, if my sister is on there, she'll be chatting real soon saying that's bullshit. Um, um, but no, that is something I'm aware of. And I think for me, letting people leech off of me um, was a boundary that I needed to watch out for, because when I do that, I'm trying to get someone to stay with me.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it
that's
took me a
Oh,
long time to be aware of what that behavior was.
right. So, from your experience, because that's one of the questions, what are some early signs that support in a relationship is becoming unhealthy or codependent? So, for yourself, what were some signs that you seen where you was like, okay, yep, um, this is not, this isn't right, or this isn't heading in the direction that I thought it
Because I would keep giving and covering all the expenses, or buying this because it was something they said, oh, I like this, and I would run out and get it. But there was
would.
nothing reciprocal.
yeah, yeah,
And again, Angela, if you're listening, she called this out. I got a really long lecture on the ride up to Hartford for the recovery walk. That's not how you get people to like you. That's not how you get people to stay with you.
yeah,
And I thought I had overcome that, but she pointed it out that I still do that.
Yeah.
And it's
yes.
not my I'm gonna let somebody else share on that. But yeah,
No. I think
guilty right on my
I
forehead
no.
for
I
that.
think you make a great point, and I think I'm reminded of a term that I heard recently called a scarcity mindset,
Hmm.
and it's the idea that you'll never find another person, and so you do everything you can to keep the person that's in your life, and you provide, and this person has no sympathy. What's the saying that takers never put a limit on themselves?
Mm.
And
Mm-hmm.
at the end of it, you're just mentally drained. What it takes to come to the realization that you're with a leecher, like at that point, you've given so much. I don't know. I feel I don't know if I've see, I'm a really nice guy. So I have like it takes a really long time to get to that breaking point, and I have emptied my account at
Mm,
points trying to keep people happy. So
yeah.
Hmm.
hopefully this chat will keep you guys from having to go through that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think too, like I think sometimes it's easy to get it confused with love languages, right? Because gift giving, like some people their love language is to receive gifts and some people's love language is to receive it. So if you are just that person where naturally you're a provider, you want to make sure whoever you're with is taken care of, you're not going to realize until you take a step back that hey, this behavior is not being reciprocated. I'm always giving. They're never giving back. But it's hard to realize that if naturally you're just a giver. So it's like how do you find balance if this is who you are? Do you
Yeah,
get with someone else who's a giver as well? And now y'all both giving to each other? Like how does that work?
yeah,
The best thing to do is to find another giver. If one person's a giver and one person's a taker, someone's going to come up short. If you
Yeah,
get link up with a giver and there's two givers, you continue to give each other what you need, whether that's love, affection, or gifts. You
yeah,
got to find that compatibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Laura says, I don't mind helping a partner out when they are down, but if it gets to the point where I feel I'm being taken advantage of, I'd have to take a step back and reevaluate the relationship.
I totally
Mm.
agree. I totally agree. Self checks are important in any situation, I think. But guys, how about the leechers themselves? Do you think they recognize that they are leechers, or they are
Ooh.
just fulfilling a need any way that they know how? You know what I mean? Can we blame them? Do they do it on purpose, you guys think?
I think
Mm.
it's selfish, being selfish. They're thinking only about them and what they want and they need, as opposed to the financial drain, physical or emotional drain they're putting on their partner. As long as their needs are getting met, nothing else matters. And I think that's what makes a leech. Because they'll continue to keep asking, they'll keep wanting, but they're not contributing. But they don't see they're not contributing because their needs are getting met. And then the
Yeah.
other
Right.
person feels drained because they've given everything they can, and now they feel like they're getting nothing in return.
Mm. Okay.
So
Now,
I had a visual with that.
Okay.
okay.
You go into a body of water, a nice refreshing lake, you're splashing around, and you come out and there's a leech on you. And you don't realize that leech is on you, but meanwhile it's sucking the life out of you. Um, I had a great time in the water, but the leech is continuing to have a great time attached to the backside of my leg, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
not knowing it's there until I'm completely drained. I'm sick. I'm in the hospital, and the doctor says, "Oh, you got this bloodsucker on you."
Mm.
But when you say leeches, but that's what I'm seeing. We kind of we're the host and we carry them around, and for all intents and purposes. For me, I realize when it's not a good thing when I start getting catching really big resentments,
Mm.
and then
Yeah.
that's for me to like, all right, this isn't working. This is not. I don't want to be in a relationship of any sort where I've got a resentment, whether it's a friend or a significant other. That's not a friendship. That's not a relationship.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. How do you guard against leeching? How do you guard against leechers?
Never have contact with another human being.
That is one way. I
Wait a
that's
minute.
that actually works.
It does. And not to give James a plug, but sometimes you get up in the morning and you read like AA literature or something.
Mm.
Often one of James's books are one of the things that I read for literature in the morning, just to kind of keep me on that pathway of having boundaries. Because Dame, like you said, it's that scarcity mentality. If I don't suck this person. If I don't bring this person really, really close and keep them with everything that I can give them, there's going to be nobody out there for me.
Yeah.
So, so it's definitely a two-way street. I mean, a leech finds a host,
Yeah.
and they're
Absolutely.
going to attach to somebody who's vulnerable.
Yeah.
So I need
And
to.
it could be just issues from someone's childhood. They may
Mm-hmm.
just have it's just things that they have never learned to generate for themselves, whether it be money, they have emotional needs, they're draining you for that reason. And so maybe it kind of goes far back. What do you guys think? It
Yeah.
could, right?
Could be trauma based and some things they need to work on within themselves. But that's why we tell everyone to
Mm.
go to therapy every single episode.
Right.
That's a
Work
Right.
fact.
on, go talk to somebody so you can figure out what's triggering you or what your traumas are or what you need to work on so that you can be a better partner and to be better for yourself. Because before you even look into getting with somebody, you got to figure out who you are and what you need to work on.
Yeah. I think too, you gotta have these conversations with somebody and you gotta listen for the cues that's not being said and read in between the lines because for example, if you meet somebody and they say they grew up in a single family household or single parent household and they struggled, but their mom or their dad did the best that they could, then the chances are this person has grown up with an idea that I need to be able to provide for my person so that they don't experience what I experience. Because a lot of the times, as adults, we don't want to suffer like we did when we were a child, and we don't want our children to suffer. So sometimes we're going to over provide and not realize that until it's too late or until you run into a leech. So I think a way to kind of identify if you're near or around a leech, you got to have a strong circle around you. You got to have people that know you and people who can recognize when you're going through something that you don't even recognize it. Just like how Nanette was saying with Angela, Nanette feels like she's good, but Angela's like, nah, you still got something going on. So we got to have those people who can you know, be vulnerable to us and be transparent with us. And we have to be able to just take it as support.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I also feel like giving should kind of be conditional in these situations because
Yeah.
it's like, hey, if you need to call me every week for money, how about this is going to be the last time I give you money? So you need to make the best move you can with this money. Or, I'm going to, get all the groceries and pay all the expenses this time, but if nothing changes within a month or two, you have to really enforce these boundaries. It's like, and I get that sometimes it's easier to say it than it is to actually do it. But boundaries are gonna keep us from a lot of pain sometimes,
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
and somehow, some way, these folks get into our lives and knock those boundaries down. But even then, we still got to stay vigilant, right? Like
Yep. It's the art of saying no.
Mm,
the art of saying
The
no.
art
that's
of
it.
saying no.
Yeah.
It's okay to want to spoil your partner. It's okay to want to buy them things and make sure they're okay. But if you consistently doing it and they're consistently taking, that's leeching. That's what I feel. But if I can't say, "Hey, I'm short on my rent," or I need money for this, or I need money for that, and I can't get it, there's no reciprocation there. Now it's all one sided. Where's the reciprocation? If you're talking with somebody, you're dealing with somebody, and you want to set up boundaries, sometimes even if you have things to give them, just say no. See how they react. See if they're gonna be like, "Oh, you give me things before, why can't you do it again?" Or will they be like, "All right, I understand. I'll figure it out on my own." Saying no is a powerful word, even though it's only two letters, man. Practice that. That's a good boundary and a good start.
Yeah, I agree. And
Now,
that reminds me that we teach people how to treat us.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And so sometimes sometimes you got to let people know this is not how it's about to happen.
Hmm.
now, what if, because it seems like we are identifying leeching to finances. But what about an emotional leech? What about someone who always wants your time or someone who just makes you feel like if if I can't be with you, I don't want to be with nobody else. Like what am I going to do without you? Those leeches. How do we
Yeah,
deal with those leeches? Because it's not just finances. There's other ways to be a leech as well.
that's a great question.
You
That's
send
a
them to
really good
therapy.
question.
You tell
Yeah,
you
Um,
got you got to tell them, look, man. There's 24 hours in a day. I gotta work 8. I gotta sleep 8, and I still got a bunch of stuff I gotta do. I'm gonna make time for you when I can. If we live together, we're gonna make time. Maybe watch a show together. But you gotta understand that I can't spend 24 hours a day with you. I can't spend 6 hours out the day when I'm taking care of business. And they have to be willing to understand that. If someone's continuing to be an emotional leech and they want all your time, then there's something within them that they have to work out. If you keep it honest with them and tell them exactly what it is, but they're still asking and asking and asking, that's something that needs to be addressed. Or maybe point it out to them. Maybe they don't know. Maybe they don't notice that they're asking for a bunch of your time. That's where them serious conversations have to come into play.
yeah, yeah. And how about the importance of sticking up for yourself too? Because
mhm.
at a certain point you start to realize your needs aren't being met, and it's called a need for a reason. So if you put in that on the back burner, eventually you're going to break, you're going to explode. You're going to have a point where you start to realize what's happening. But it's very important to make sure that the person you're with knows what you need, because if you're not getting your needs met, what are we really holding on to with this leech? You know what I mean? Because sometimes we let the leech suck us for a little while before we realize that it's breaking us down. You know?
You know, Dame, with you saying that, that made me stop to think if I let myself, if I'm letting somebody leech off of me, I hate calling myself out, but it's giving me a sense of control. Even though
Yeah.
it's a skewed sense of control, I'm really not, I'm not even controlling myself.
Yeah.
But I have this person's attention because I have something that they want. But I'm not getting any of my needs met, and that person's not invested in me at all. But for me, the fact that I keep giving you stuff and you're going to keep coming back because I'm giving it.
Yeah.
And this whole conversation is really unhealthy.
This conversation is super healthy. It's helping millions of people whenever they watch.
Listen.
Yeah.
So,
So wait, so I guess it comes down to sustainability, huh?
Exactly. What happens when I run out of money?
Yeah.
They move on.
But then,
And that's the fear. That's the fear right there. They move on. And they were only around. And then you got to face the music. They were only around because you were able to provide them something.
well,
So how do you
I've moved past that.
Yeah, let me ask you, Nanette, how do you move past something like that?
Do you want me to be honest?
Yeah.
Therapy.
Yeah.
Kicking, screaming, throwing things. Death threats. No, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. You know, not only kidding. Probably at another time in my life, absolutely. There would have just been a lot of anger. And again,
Right.
I'm in a better awareness in my life where I can catch that behavior before it hurts me. Because the only one at the end of the day who's going to get hurt is me. And I've got to the point in my life where protecting myself is my number one priority.
Right.
Which took me a long time, because this is a good conversation, because I would always sacrifice myself for somebody else. And I've learned this over and over again. You can't help anybody if you're not breathing, right? That whole thing with the air mask on the airplane. You can't pour from an empty cup. All those things I've learned to embody. Do I practice it 100%? No. But now I have something to kind of pull me back and check.
Right.
So no, I have not had to experience anything that's annoying in a long time. But it is a traditional pattern of mine. So that's why I'm totally identifying with this. Been there, done that more times than I'd like to admit.
Right. So if we are able to identify a leech and what a leech looks like, and we are acknowledging that we in the past were okay giving into a leech, how do you prevent yourself going forward from supplying a leech? Like you meet somebody and they tell you right out the gate, oh, I got this going on and I'm down and I'm out and I just need a friend. Because I feel like the initial reaction is going to be, I can help you. But how do you fight that urge from falling back into that same trap?
Once they give you that story, don't deal with them. Find somebody who's on your level, whether financially, emotionally, spiritually, whatever you're looking for. When people start hitting you with them sob stories, red flag. Don't do it. That's the easiest way to deal with it. But some people won't tell you that they messed up. They'll be put on their fly outfit to take you to a nice dinner. They talk real good. They got a good game. But a month in, I need half the rent. I'm out of gas money. I need some lunch for tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And all these little stories start coming. And it's like, well, where's your money? What you doing with your money?
What happened?
What happened? When them little sob stories start coming, red flag, get on up out of there.
Yes. And also, I think it's going to be important to watch a person's priorities. Watch what they spend their money on. If it's emotional abuse, if it's emotional leeching, are they doing anything to better themselves? Do they even recognize that they have issues? if they have substance abuse issues, they're probably putting those things before everything else, and then they need more money. So it's really important to watch the character of the person you're with. I think that it's important to watch how they spend their money. And it's important to watch just how they behave emotionally towards you, and pay attention to what their emotional needs are, and ask yourself if you can supply those things without draining yourself, because you can hang out with anybody for 20 minutes, but can you hang out with them for a year, 5 years? Can you do that for 7 years? Can you hold that pose? Can you be that giver for that amount of time without going broke or without breaking yourself emotionally? These are really important questions to ask, especially for someone that's young in a relationship right now.
If I can add to that, another thing you want to pay attention to is, are they always blaming other people for
Mm.
their situations? Are they holding themselves accountable? Are they saying, well, failed at this because I didn't make the right decisions, or I had a gambling problem, but I had to get treatment? Are they stepping up to the plate and pointing out what role they played in the whole story? That's definitely something you want to keep an eye out for too.
Definitely. If
Laura
they,
says, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, because if they're always pointing the finger, they're never looking at themselves.
Hmm.
They think
Yep.
every problem that comes to them is someone else's fault. Super red flag.
And that's the problem right there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Laura said a couple of things. She said, I don't mind. I think I read this before, but I'll read it anyways. I don't mind helping a partner out when they are down, but if it gets to the point where I feel I'm being taken advantage of, I take a step back and reevaluate the relationship. And she also said, I have found that those who are looking to get something from me tend to paint themselves as victims to gain sympathy.
Mm.
Yeah, that's it right there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick commercial break. I realize that we kicked this thing off all types of wrong. When we come back, we're gonna allow Nanette the opportunity to introduce herself, let y'all know what it is that she do, and how you guys can reach her. So definitely stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already to the Don't Judge Me But podcast.
Mental ambition is a belief that you can accomplish anything that you put your mind to. It's holding yourself accountable for your mistakes, working through your traumas. It's never giving up and overcoming any roadblocks or obstacles in your way that prevent your growth and progress. This is a self-help book that deals with mental health, life coaching, and practical advice that anyone can follow to help with self-improvement, accompanied by real-life stories to motivate and inspire you. My name is James Sweat. I'm a certified life coach and author of Mental Ambition, a guide to upgrading your life. If you feel that you have no one in your corner, just know that I'm rooting for you to win, and I believe in you. God bless and keep going.
Y'all crazy. I just seen a message yesterday. Welcome back, y'all. This is the voice formerly known as Young MA. You guys are tuned into the Don't Judge Me But podcast. And I'll let everybody else introduce themselves, and then we'll give the floor to Nanette.
Go ahead,
All right,
Dan.
Dang.
Huh?
Introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's me, baby. It's me. I thought they remembered me from last time. It's me. It's Dame Irv, aka Reppin' CT. You can find me at that name on all social media platforms. Man, I'm an adrenaline junkie. I'm a solo traveler, gun enthusiast, owner, founder of Urban Buddha. Go get yourself some merch. Just go check it out. I promise you'll like it. I'll share the link with you guys in a minute. But it's good to be back, y'all. It's good to be back.
Yes.
What's going on? It's your boy James, man. Mr. Mental Ambition. Mr. Get It Done by any means necessary. Owner of Mental Ambition, author of Mental Ambition, Go cop one of the books I have on Amazon, Walmart, BarnesandNoble.com. Mental Ambition, a guide to upgrading your life, and Mental Ambition, a guide to a better relationship. You see the social media right there, TikTok at mental_ambition 2.0, man. We back in here for another one. Let's get it.
All right, and we are gonna let Nanette introduce herself. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What is it that you got going on, and how can the people reach out to you? And you're muted right now. There we go.
I unmuted myself. Hi, I am Nanette Janice. I am the founder and director of Self Care for Recovery. We started out as just doing massage therapy specifically for women in recovery in rehabs and transitional housing. My team has grown, our vision has grown, so now we are moving into cultivating another recovery experience. So we are trying to embrace healthy lifestyle choices through massage therapy, yoga, meditation, acupuncture, anything that's finds some centering and peace. It's a wide world of that out there. Also, we're working on fun and sober activities. So this thing, all of a sudden, is starting to blow up for me, and I'm really excited about it. If you want to help, you want to get involved, you have suggestions, you can reach me at selfcare_for_recovery on IG. You can reach me at selfcareforrecovery@gmail.com. And we're also on Facebook. Go figure me, Self Care for Recovery. And I'm actually just really delighted to be live with you guys instead of like typing in silly little comments.
Yes, we're
Happy to
glad
have
you're.
you, Nanette.
Yes, glad to have you. So for those of you who are just now tuning in, today we are talking about leeches, love or leeching, when support turns into dependency in relationships. Um, and so, one thing that and Nanette has said that I enjoyed was you mentioned the sacrificing yourself for others. We tend to do that a lot. And as I mentioned earlier, sometimes it does come from childhood trauma, like even Dane mentioned. So, if we are not whole, how can we provide for someone else, right? What are some things that we can do to make sure that we are whole and that we are constantly pouring into our own cup and not always into someone else's? And anyone can answer that one.
Self-care, man. Self-care. Doing things that fill you up, whether that's playing your video game, whether that's taking a walk, whether that's spending time with friends and family who make you feel good about yourself, or you're just happy being around them. The main thing is doing things that make you feel whole, whether it's praying or going to church, no matter what that is, but you have to figure it out what it is for yourself.
I agree.
Mm.
I agree. I think that that's part of a general mission that we all should have, to treat ourselves well, and to make sure that we are filling our own cup. The problem with leeches is that they don't realize that they are searching for something that they should be giving themselves.
Mm.
And so what happens is they take from you so much that it leaves you drained, and they never learn how to fill their own cup. And so, for one, you have to be protective of your cup. And if you feel like they are taking too much from it, you have to separate yourself so that you can recover. So just be on the lookout and constantly ask yourself how you are feeling. I can't I can't stress that enough. You have to ask yourself how you're feeling in any given situation, because that is going to tell you whether you should stay or go or change something, Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
I think
Um, no, that, Nanette, did you have something that you wanted to add to it as well?
No, I'm getting some advice here.
Okay.
Okay.
And
I
Bree,
got a question. Oh,
Has
go ahead.
anybody made you a cup of like honey and lemon or something?
Child, I've been having all types of honey and lemon and tea, and
Okay.
I gotta add some alcohol to it next. I think that'll work. Hopefully. Who
yeah,
knows?
keep it going. You need a little honey.
Yeah.
Which
So now, how important is it for each partner to have a support system outside of the relationship? Because keep in mind, if we're talking about a power control or power dynamic, that person is more than likely going to want to separate you from your support system. So, how and why would it be important for someone to have that outside of their relationship?
Super important, super important. And the why is because you're going to need someone to see things that you might not be able to see. You know, you could be in a situation where you feel like you're helping somebody out, but they're really just taking advantage of you. And because you're so in love or you don't want to let that person go, you're not seeing the bigger picture. So having someone talking to someone else about your problem, someone with some common sense, you know, but someone that you can talk to that has a good mind that you can bounce your ideas off of, or you can tell them what you're going through is definitely necessary. You know, because sometimes you could think that you have a horrible partner and you talk to one of your friends and like, are you crazy? This person is great. Or you could talk to somebody and be like, this person is great. And they'll be like, you don't see that they're manipulating you. You don't see how they're always asking you for money. It's super important to have somebody in your corner and have a support system.
Yeah.
Plus, you're not always going to see eye to eye with the person you're dealing with. You might not want to talk to them all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think, Nana, about the support system, the importance of it?
As I'm listening to this, the support system, even if it's your therapist, never mind a close friend, they're telling you what they see, but if it's not what I want to hear, I'm going to reject it.
So
Mm-hmm.
true.
I mean,
So true.
there's a part of me, but I've learned to listen now. And if I'm hearing it from more than one person, then I really need to listen to it.
Yeah. Isn't it wild how you just can't see it when you're in it? It's just wild.
And I get really resentful when people point it out. Like, do you see what's going on here? No, you don't
makes
understand.
You hold on tighter to the.
Yeah. Right, and that's a fault of mine too. Well, I'm going to prove you wrong. Right. I will do anything to knock myself out, and I'm trying really hard to get over that too. So that's why I like listening to this podcast. That's why I appreciate James's books. Sorry, I don't mean to keep plugging you, James.
It's all right. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Tell them it's good. Tell them it's good.
But I read them and I'm like, oh, come on, Nanette. No pun intended. Here it is in black and white, and and I tell people all the time, this is not a complicated read. This is real straightforward and easy to digest, and you may not like it because it's like somebody telling you, pointing something out that, oh, yeah, I hate to bring my sister up again. And actually, she's out with her granddaughter, so she's not even listening to us trash her. But, she's telling me, and I hate this because she's not in the program, you keep doing the same thing over, expecting different results. And that's when I open the car door and push her out. So it was a long drive back from Hartford. But that's true. And I can, sometimes we just don't want to hear it. But I think that's a sign of maturity when we start realizing that, yeah, more than one person is telling me this. I need to respect myself. I need to respect myself. And I think that's a good way to get rid of leeches or relationships that are just going to suck the life out of us is to learn to respect myself and love myself.
And, maybe we should just take a quick moment and just say, like, if you are watching this currently or later on a rebroadcast and you're with the leech, I just want you to know that you deserve more, that you deserve to get exactly what you need, but you won't be able to get that until you let go. Mm-hmm. Because right now, you might be hanging on to something that's only working one way, and you're letting it happen because you're afraid to let go. Mm-hmm. So if we could just emphasize the fact that it's probably fear that's keeping you from letting go, maybe we could get somewhere. I mean, because I've been there, and then that's been there. James and Bree, I'm not sure if you guys have ever had a leech. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to add to that, my boy.
Mm-hmm.
Like he said, don't be afraid to let go. The reason you probably haven't found the perfect person for you is because someone who is there with you is taking up that space. Someone who doesn't deserve to be there. If you're concerned about finding someone else, don't be. Remember when you were single or you had your heart broke last time and you were like, oh man, what am I going to do? How am I going to find somebody? And look, someone else came along. It might have took a couple days, might have took a month, might have took a year or two, but someone else came along.
Always.
Don't be afraid to let go of someone who's draining you. There's someone out there who's willing to give you everything you need across the board, and then you can become a leech if you want to, but don't.
Yes. Hey, and I hate to do the toggle back and forth thing, but just to add on to the add-on.
Don't want to add on to the add-on.
To the add-on.
I don't know. My eyes lit up at that advice.
You are okay as you are. Just take a moment to recognize that, right, guys?
Yeah.
You don't necessarily need somebody to fill your cup. If you find ways to fill your own cup and become an even more fantastic version of who you already are. Just keep on rocking and rolling.
So my little advice that I would give to this person, once you get out of that relationship, you need time to yourself because you need to repair the person you once were because you are no longer that person. When you are in a relationship and you're being leached onto, you lose a part of yourself. You stop doing things that made you happy in order to make somebody else happy. So now you have to find that person again and not only find that person but strengthen that person so that the next time somebody walks around and they try to present themselves as a wolf in sheep's clothing, you already recognize them and you don't fall victim to that situation again. And trust and believe if you really really do the work and build yourself up, you're going to be, if anything, you're going to be offended the next time a leech comes over because you already know what it is and you know how you lost yourself and you don't want to go through that again. So don't just hop into another relationship once you get out of that one because that's not going to help you. Like, it's just not going to help you.
Not at all. I got a question. When do you cut off a leech?
As a young person, when
In
you're
general.
broke and tired.
Is it too late then? When you broke?
No.
Never too late.
No. Leeches can't go on forever. Leeches, and then that's analogy to a real leech.
Yeah.
They're just gonna drain you till they're done with you, until you're not giving them what they need anymore. And you're gonna have to find your breaking point, or they'll reveal it to you. But one way or another, as soon as you're done, they're done. It's kind of just going to be important to see it for exactly what it is and not for what you want it to be.
I would say when it starts costing you your health, your mental health, it gets physical because now you're not willing to provide, and now it turns into DV. I will say when you start to lose your family and the people that care about you the most, when you see that separation come along, and then when you're fed up, I mean, that's usually when we let it go, anyways, when we're tired. So I would say when those things start coming into place, or you even just start losing yourself and you no longer recognize who you are, it's time to put an end to that.
What do you say, Nanette?
I was just thinking when she said when you don't start recognizing yourself anymore, that's a real far fall because we've already talked about friends and family telling you that there's something wrong and we're not hearing it. So we have to go really, really low for us to get to that place of hurt and to see it for what it is. So that made me sad.
Don't be sad, Nanette.
I'll get over it. But there are some people who will ride it all the way to the bottom of the elevator,
Yeah.
right? And still keep,
Yeah.
and
But in a lot of ways, that's abuse at that point. On behalf of the leacher. You know, that just kind of reminds me of people that stay in marriages for so long with such lousy people. You know what I mean? And they're like forced to like endure like just just terrible things. Because imagine when a leech doesn't get what they need, they don't treat you well. They don't fix things. You know what I mean? So the cost of having a leech around for a long-term marriage, decades maybe, that comes at a huge cost, emotionally and financially. You know, yeah, it's really important to make sure you have these. Just stay vigilant. You know.
Mm-hmm.
and again, you can just avoid having any interaction with another human being.
Just go in the bubble. Go in
Yeah,
the
but
bubble.
it's okay to go in the bubble, but don't stay in the bubble,
I'm
especially
only
if
kidding.
you want love and connections.
No, I've
Yeah.
often joked, running away and living a monastic life in the mountains, or joining a convent, and I know no convent will have me, so.
Oh Lord.
That's so funny.
So,
That's
do you
really
think that a lot of people don't let things go, even though people tell them, or let people go and people tell them is because of pride? They don't want to be wrong, or feel like they got played.
I would think that could play a big part of it for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you say, Dame?
I think so too. You want to prove that you picked the right person.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bree?
Yeah. You don't want your people to be right about the person that you're supposed to know the best. Like, I'm around this person. What do you mean I don't see this? I see it. Yeah, it's definitely pride as ego. And it's a desire to, like you said, want to be right. That's just what it is.
I love her. She's perfect.
But you in the negative and your bank account.
I'm in the negative, and she just cussed me out because all my money gone.
And the tow truck is outside.
You
Yeah.
know something? That's like a gambler too. A gambler will they'll gamble away their children.
Oh man.
Just to keep going back to that table to prove that they're going to win. It's
Yeah.
that same mindset. I'm not going to give up until I win. Even if I'm not going to win, the chances are I'm not going to win here.
Right.
Even for a gamble, you can see the odds are bad, but you're still going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Right. Because I'm gonna prove you wrong.
Too.
Right.
Gotta prove you wrong. I'm not gonna be out here looking crazy, even though you out here looking crazy.
Right. You're already out here looking crazy.
Listen, imagine being leeched like for like money, and then they're going around talking bad about you because you didn't want to give them money.
They're gonna spin that story. They're gonna spin it. They're gonna
you know that
with it. They're gonna play the little violin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He only gave me 200. He know I need 400. What kind of man is that?
He got it.
He got it. He didn't want to give it to me, but he done gave you 28,000 in the last 10 years.
Last 2 months.
Last 2 months. Some guys ball out, but you can't get more than $200, and now you got an attitude. Ungrateful.
So you know what? What about like this? Reminds me of reciprocity. Is that's what's missing in those relationships, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Because it's not an equal give and take kind of situation. So is that the thing that we should be looking out for? Should it be equal? Is that even like realistic?
No, because when you think about it, not to be like man against woman or anything, but when men go into relationships, they're not looking for their woman to financially be able to provide for them. They're looking for it to compensate in a different way. So I don't think in that type of situation, you're going to look for any type of reciprocity because you already know more than likely he's the breadwinner, and he probably intentionally went for somebody that doesn't have money so that he could feel like he's the provider for the household. So
I'm gonna
I
go
mean,
for the woman with the money. Come on,
you
baby.
Yeah.
come on home.
We need help out here. You hear?
So there
Yeah.
has to be an imbalance. It can't be equal. If
So what? All right. So then, what would you consider equal? Where reciprocity comes in, if you're dealing with somebody.
I think effort. I think everybody shows love differently, but I think it's about the effort. If the person isn't making an effort to make you feel valued, to make you feel seen, because if I get you a gift, or if I give you money when you are down and out, it's an act of love, right? But if you aren't showing me that same love, then there's an imbalance. That's the imbalance right there. You know what I mean? Person there for me when I need them. And why is this person always need me there for them? You know?
Mm.
So
That's just like saying you don't have time for your partner. They always working crazy hours, but then when their friends want them to come out, they make themselves available. That's the effort. Like you're not putting the effort in to want to spend time with your partner because it's apparent you can do it. Is whether or not you want to do it. Now you can also just have a crappy partner and they don't make you feel like this is something that's going to be appreciated.
yeah. Yeah, it's tricky. It's just a minefield out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Mm,
minefield.
you
So
gotta
I
love
don't
it.
know. What are we taking away from tonight's chat, guys?
Um, you can always not be around people and go live in the wilderness. And that, well, you could just leave. No, you
Then they
can
had
go
enough of
live
us.
in
But
the go live in the wilderness. But no. In all seriousness, I'm my takeaway from this is being cautious when getting to know somebody and listening for the little details, the little lacks of accountability, the little painting themselves as the victim in situations, and taking that as a red flag and not thinking, oh, there's something special about me that I can change them or I can fix them or be a nurturer or a natural provider. I don't have to do that. It's okay not to do that.
okay.
What about you, James?
I'm gonna say it like this: if you start to feel manipulated, you feel used, you're not getting what you want, whether that's love, affection, enough gifts, they're not feeding you mentally, they're not nurturing to your needs. Listen to your gut, man. If people are telling you something about somebody and it's not just one, it's multiple people, there's a reason they're saying it. Listen to what is being shared and listen to your body. Listen to how your gut feels. Listen to what your brain is telling you. Listen to the feelings that you have, the vibe you get from the person when you're around them. If they're not good for you and people can see they're not good for you and your body's telling you they're not good for you, then get out of there. Don't hold on to somebody who's not giving you what you need at
Mhm.
all. They're taking up space for the person that could be giving you, that could be your soulmate, man.
Yeah.
They're being a placeholder, and you're putting time, effort, energy, money into somebody who's not even appreciating it. Or they could appreciate it, but they're not giving you the reciprocity that you need to show that they care. You're not getting what you need. Don't put yourself last. The most important thing is taking care of yourself. Put you first and care about someone else when you have the time.
Hmm.
Fix you, and everything else will fall in place.
I agree. I
Bam.
totally agree. I say stick up for yourself. And just because somebody is cool with you today doesn't mean that you don't need to reevaluate them tomorrow. You got to reevaluate people. It's just like any kind of report card. Everybody in your life, they serve a purpose, whether they make you laugh, whether they listen to you when you're going through a problem. But sometimes people kind of lose their value and they shape shift and they become leeches. You know what I'm saying? So you got to watch out for the people that switch up. They become leeches, and you kind of got to watch out for them too. Stay vigilant. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So our guest battery died, but she's in the chat. Shout out to Nanette. Thank you
Shout
once
out,
again
man.
for
Appreciate
coming
you
up.
Thank you for
being with
coming
me.
up, Nanette.
Yes, y'all make sure y'all follow her on Instagram. Self Care for Recovery is
Yes.
self care underscore for, which is FOU. Oh, I was gonna say FOUR. FOR underscore recovery. ROC. Oh, never mind. She's here. She can do it. Boom.
Hey, you back?
See me running around. See me running around the house with my laptop.
You're back. I was just spelling recovery for the people that's listening, so that they can follow you. So let's let you go first. Go ahead, give your farewells to people, and let them know once again where can they find you on social media.
You can find me at selfcare underscore for recovery, for underscore recovery on Instagram, or selfcare for recovery on Facebook, or selfcare for recovery at Gmail. And I'm so sorry for the technical
All
difficulties,
right.
but thank you so much for having me here.
Yes, thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And one more thing you forgot to mention, tune in at selfcareforrecovery.org.
Oh
Y'all
gosh,
check
yes,
out
my
the
website.
website.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mm.
check out the website.
Listen,
All
Thank
right.
you.
listen.
Thank
Please
you.
go check out Nanette. The massages that she gives and the team that she has, incredible. They're very professional.
Thank you.
Hit them up. I stand on it.
No, they stand on you. I've seen Sherilyn stand on your back.
She did.
That's funny. All right. So next we will have Dame, our urban Buddha. Please let them know how can they find you and support what you got going on, sir.
Hey, it's your boy Dame Irv, aka Reppin' CT. You can find me under that name on all social media platforms. I recommend you go to YouTube to check out what I've been up to because I have an ongoing blog that lets you in on how my new venture is going. If you would like some merch, this is for anybody that likes to stay calm in the middle of chaos. This is for people that are nice but don't take shit from other people. This is for people who are just calm. You know what I'm saying? And they just need things to remind them to stay calm. So, for all your aromatherapy, for all your physical therapy products, for just merch that reminds you to keep cool, go to urbanbuddha.bigcartel.com. Check it out and tell me what you think. I'm really curious. I appreciate you guys joining us this evening. And take care of yourself too. Take care of yourself
There we
first.
go.
We're gonna do the same so that we could come back.
That's what I was waiting on. All right, James, you're up, sir. Let them know.
It's your boy, man. Mr. Mental Ambition, author of Mental Ambition, a guide to upgrading your life, and Mental Ambition, a guide to a better relationship. Available at Amazon, Walmart, BarnesandNoble.com. TikTok right there at mental underscore ambition 2.0. 70,000 followers, 2 million likes, 80 million views. Instagram at mental underscore ambition 3.0. I ain't got that many followers because they keep kicking me and banning me on Instagram, but it's all right. We still growing. Hit the website, 3ws.mental-ambition.com if you want to see what I got going on or you want to hire me for my services. I'm a life coach, recovery coach professional, podcaster, motivational speaker, all around good guy, man.
Mm-hmm.
Prepare your mind for any challenge and believe you can accomplish anything. With the right mindset, you can accomplish anything. Keep going.
All right. And I guess myself is next. Hey guys. So this is not young MA, by the way. This is Sabrina. I appreciate you guys rocking with us. This definitely means a lot to us as we continue to build our followership. We, want you to engage. Do not be afraid to drop in the chats. Do not be afraid to, even request to be a guest. We love each and every one of you guys and your perspectives. I feel like everyone is able to share personal experiences and just understanding from all angles. So you are welcome to be a guest on this show. Please go to www.hesaidwhatnetwork.com. Scroll down to the bottom where you'll see be a guest and just fill out the form. And let's link up. I am available on all social media platforms at _simply _. That's SIMPLEEBREE, not Simple Bree. Simply Bree is the name. We will be having some merch drop pretty soon, so please make sure you guys stay tuned. You're welcome to join our Don't Judge Me But Facebook group. We're still in the process of getting it running the way that we want it to run, but we need your assistance. So we want to know, what do you guys enjoy? What topics? What would you like for us to discuss? Send us memes. Send us, clips that you've seen that you might think would be interesting to discuss. And we'll just take it from here. Make sure that you like, comment, and share this video. And stay tuned because next Sunday we'll be back again with some more to talk about. So with that being said, I appreciate each and all of you guys for tuning in. Shout outs to Laura Nicole, Marv, Uncle Elroy. Shout outs to all of y'all who tuned in. And I guess we will let you guys have the rest of your Sundays. Anything else? Final words for anybody?
I don't want to go. I'm going to miss you all.
Nanette, you can always come back again. You are welcome here.
Sure.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you again. All right. Well, until next time, you guys, you have a good evening.
Love you
Adios.
guys. Peace.
All right, y'all. Uh-oh. Wait. Are we done for real?
Hit the button.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The dawn is good enough for them ducks. Is good enough for your shit.
But then when you're in your phone, you're like this, smiling and stuff. Like,
yeah. Let me hold that.
Going on?
Let me hold that.
Or even just wanting access to your partner's phone. Like, why? Why do you want access?
You know why you want access.
You want to be heartbroken.
You want to go through them DMs and see who they talking to. That's why.
If my girl was a toe sucker, or if she wanted me to do it, I probably would, but there would be strict protocols before that toe went in my mouth. I mean, I would probably have to carry her to the bed. You know what I'm saying?
Because once the foot hit the floor, it's all over.
It's dirty.